Welcome to today's class on balanced diet. A balanced diet is the diet containing the right proportion of nutrients and the correct amount of energy to maintain good health. Before getting started on the actual nutrients, we need to know about calories. A calorie is simply a unit of energy. Energy is a fundamental requirement for life, enabling us to move around and for our brains to work. Eating healthy, balanced diet is an important part of maintaining good health and it can make you feel at your best. This means eating a wide variety of food in the right proportion and consuming the right amount of food and drink to achieve and maintain a healthy body weight. The five major nutrient classes are proteins that are needed for building muscle tone, muscle tissue, making hormones and enzymes, immunity and health. Secondly, carbohydrates that are the prime energy source. They provide energy for all physical activity. Fats that are demonized as unhealthy also provide great need for energy. They good need for energy and they are needed for making hormones and they are needed for making our brain function. They provide a protective layering to the internal organs and they are needed for healthy looking skin, hair and brain function, the fats. Now, fibers, they are very important again. Fibers keep food moving in the digestive system. They maintain blood sugar and LDL, low density level cholesterol. They are good for dental health and they're very important. Fibers are very important for normal bowel movements. Finally, the micronutrients, which are vitamins and minerals. They are called the micronutrients as they are needed in very small amounts. They act as spark plugs, setting off the chemical reactions and they regulate vital body processes. They are important for defense of the body, especially vitamin D and vitamin A, and they offer structural support to the bones. NHS has an Eat Well guide on its website, National Health Service. The food groups in our diet. The Eat Well guide shows that we have to have a healthy, balanced diet and people should try to eat five things a day. What are the five things? A base meal on starchy food like rice, potato, bread, or pasta. That gives you the carbohydrate, starch. The second component will be some dairy product or an alternative like soya drinks. The third one is the most important, beans and pulses. They give you the proteins that are required. Proteins can be derived from fish, egg, meat and poultry as well. The fourth component is the unsaturated oil, which is important. It has to be eaten in small amounts. Do not stay away from fatty oily substances, but just be careful of the proportion that you include in food. Having too much fries is not good, but having a spoon of olive oil or cooking your food in low fat, low density oil, unsaturated oil is good. You need to make the food tasty as well. And finally, and most important, it is very important to drink loads of water every day, at least 2 liters for an adult human being. In the Western Hemisphere, the mortality rates have steadily fallen over time, both overall and for a range of causes. The resulting improvements in longevity reflect a shift in the leading causes of death and health and disease. In the late 19th century, infectious diseases were the leading cause of death. It was predominantly infants and children that died from these diseases. with the introduction of better sanitation, safer water, improved housing and diet, and later routine immunization against childhood infectious diseases and killers, the infectious diseases declined as a leading cause of death. Life expectancy accelerated or increased as a result of which, and new patterns of disease, metabolic diseases, and non communicable diseases started taking the toll, and then death emerged. Non communicable diseases have replaced communicable diseases as the leading cause of death and are unlike in past centuries that have become concentrated in the older ages rather than in the younger. In 2015, heart disease, stroke, cancer were still among the top 10 leading causes of death in male and female. However, as people live longer and as the population ages, the number of deaths with dementia and Alzheimer's disease as the cause of death has increased, making it the leading cause of death for females and the second leading cause of death in males. The non-communicable diseases like Alzheimer's disease and dementia. The risk factors contributing to death, and what are the causes? The trends and the causes of death in the population are influenced by a broad range of factors. The broad range of influences on health, which include age, sex, heredity factors, individual lifestyles, behavioral risk factors, social and community networks, living and working conditions, and general socioeconomic, cultural, and environmental conditions. The broad social and economic circumstances which together influence the quality of health of the population are known as the social determinants of health. Using the Global Burden of Disease (GBD) model, certain risk factors for disease can be ranked based on the proportion of deaths they are associated with. Behavioral risks include smoking, alcohol consumption, unsafe sex, while environmental and occupational risks include air pollution, unclean water, and other risks due to the working or living environment. The behavioral risk factors estimated to account for the highest proportion of deaths in England in 2013 were diet and tobacco smoke. When analyzing dietary risk factors as the cause of death that contribute to death from cardiovascular diseases, heart diseases and stroke, cancer and diabetes are ranked quite high. Healthy eating doesn't mean banning all your favorite food. Give up your social life and spend hours in the kitchen. If a glass of wine with a meal or an occasional chocolate helps you maintain the balance for the rest of the day, then that's all right, it's fine. If you deny yourself treats, you will end up getting miserable and give up on healthy eating as it is not worth it. Eating healthy should be a way of life for it to be sustainable. If your diet goes off the rails for a while, don't resent it. It is never too late to start. And remember, you are always worth it. The guidelines have been put up here. Why don't you try to live life by the 80-20 rule? Eat healthy for 80% of the time and you can relax the rules for the remaining 20% and enjoy yourself. Eat well and stay happy. Well, we have come to the final slide. I have handed out some handouts to you for you to work out your daily diet, which is according to the calories that you choose to eat. and according to the 80-20 rule that we discussed. So based on the guidelines that have been discussed in the preceding slides, please design your daily diet. Eat well and stay healthy. Thank you so much for your cooperation.